Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving into something pretty cool today. Uh, AI and XR in education.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, we've got this press release and white paper all about EON Reality's new platform. It's called EON Innovate. And get this, they're saying it could help people learn 4 times faster
Wow.
and actually enjoy it too. I know, right?
That's a big claim.
Huge. So we're going to break it all down. We'll see what this EON Innovate is all about.
Yeah, like what's the basis for all this?
Right. Well, they're trying to tackle some pretty big problems in education. Like, how do you keep students engaged?
Right.
And how do you personalize learning? And then, especially in STEM fields,
Yeah.
how do you give them hands-on experience?
It's a challenge. It really is. And we've seen so many, so-called advancements in technology over the years. But these problems, they never really seem to go away.
Yeah, it's like they're always there.
So how does this EON innovate?
Yeah, how do
It's
you
like they're going to fix it.
What's the magic?
Yeah.
Well, they say the key is merging AI and XR.
Okay.
And they've built EON Innovate around 3 main things.
Right.
AI mentors, no-code development tools,
Mm.
and XR simulations.
Interesting.
Right. So first up, the AI mentor. Sounds kind of like, a personal AI tutor.
Yeah.
Like it walks you through
Yeah.
everything,
Like guides you.
guides you, gives you feedback, and adjusts to like how you learn best.
It's pretty neat.
I know, right?
So like customized to you.
Yeah, totally. And then there's these no-code development tools. And I got to admit, I'm a little skeptical about this one.
Uh-huh.
They're saying you can create apps and simulations
Wait, really?
just by describing your idea to the AI.
No coding.
No coding experience necessary.
Oh, wow.
I know.
If that actually works, that's
That's a game changer.
pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then there's the XR simulations. First of all, what even is XR?
Okay, so XR stands for extended reality,
Okay.
and it covers a bunch of stuff. VR, virtual reality, augmented reality, AR, and then there's mixed reality too, Miller R.
So it's like all about these immersive experiences.
Right. Where the digital and the real world, they kind of like blend together.
I'm kind of getting it. So for this EON Innovate thing,
Yeah.
the XR simulations let you step right into this virtual environment. And then you can interact with stuff that wouldn't be possible in real life.
Exactly.
So instead of like reading up the solar system in a book,
Right.
you could like fly through it in VR.
Exactly. Or, instead of dissecting a real frog,
Oh, yeah.
you do it virtually. No mess.
Much less mess.
And more ethical too, probably.
Probably.
So many possibilities.
So this could make learning a lot more engaging now.
For sure. For sure.
But is this actually being used anywhere?
Oh, yeah.
Or is this just like, cool idea?
No, it's already out there. Like K-12 schools are using it and vocational training programs, even some universities.
Wow.
They're even using it for teacher training
Whoa, hold on. Teacher training.
in VR.
Yeah, in VR. Tell me more.
So imagine this. A teacher, right? They're in training, but they're in a virtual classroom.
Oh, cool.
They can practice how to manage the classroom,
Wow.
try different teaching styles, and they even get feedback from the AI mentor on how they're doing.
Oh, that's really smart.
Yeah,
So it's like a safe space to practice.
exactly. No pressure. They can really hone their skills before they're in front of real students.
I love it. Okay, so that's teacher training. What about some other examples? Like, how are students actually using this EON Innovate?
Okay, so picture a high school science class. They're studying the human cell,
Okay.
but instead of just looking at a flat diagram,
Right.
they're using VR.
Oh, wow.
So they can explore a 3D model of the cell. They can zoom in, see all the little parts, the organelles.
That's amazing.
They can even watch DNA replicate.
Oh, wow. That's way more exciting than a textbook.
Right.
Okay, that's science.
Mhm.
What about like vocational training?
Yeah.
Like hands-on stuff.
Okay, let's say you're training to be a mechanic.
Okay.
So you're learning about engines.
Yeah.
But with EON Innovate, you can work on a virtual engine.
Wow.
You take it apart, put it back together, learn how to diagnose problems, practice fixing stuff.
And no risk of like breaking a real engine.
Exactly. Or hurting yourself.
That's incredible. I could see how this could work for so many different fields.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so we've seen the potential, but what about the actual results?
Right.
Like, is this actually helping people learn better?
Well, that's the really exciting part. The early studies
Okay, you got me. Tell me more.
are showing some amazing results.
Like what?
Students using EON Innovate, they're learning up to 4 times faster.
4 times.
compared to traditional methods.
Whoa, that almost seems too good to be true.
I know, right?
Are there any, like, caveats to these studies?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's still early.
Right.
The technology is pretty new. We need more research to really understand the full impact.
So cautious optimism for now.
Yeah, exactly. But the initial findings are really promising.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
For sure.
So it's not just about speed, though,
Yeah,
right?
no, not at all.
What else are they seeing?
The studies are showing that student engagement is way up.
Okay.
And they're remembering more of what they learned too.
So it's like they're learning faster, but they're also learning better.
Exactly.
And hopefully enjoying it more.
Hopefully, yeah.
Which, let's face it, makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
So to sum it up for our listener,
Yeah.
you could potentially learn something new 4 times faster, have more fun doing it, and actually remember what you learned. I mean,
Who wouldn't want that?
right. Sign me up.
But of course, like with any new technology,
Yeah,
there are some challenges and things to think about.
right. We've been focusing on the good stuff,
Yeah.
but there's always another side to the coin.
Exactly.
So we should probably take a look at those potential downsides too.
Definitely. And that's something we can explore a little bit more in the next part of our deep dive.
Perfect. See you there.
I think one of the biggest challenges with any new tech, especially in education, is accessibility. Like, will everyone be able to benefit from this? Or is it just going to be for those who can afford it?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Not every school has the same budget. And some students might not even have reliable internet at home. So how are they dealing with that?
Well, EON Reality, they know about this potential digital divide.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make the platform as accessible as possible, like offering different pricing for schools depending on their needs. And they're looking at partnerships to provide devices and internet to communities that don't have good access.
Okay, that's good to hear. But it's definitely an ongoing issue, right?
Oh, for sure. It's a
Yeah.
conversation we need to keep having.
Absolutely. So we've been talking about all the positive results, with EON Innovate helping people learn faster and all that. But are there any potential downsides to this kind of immersive learning?
Well, there are always potential downsides to think about with anything new.
Right.
Like, one concern is that if we rely too much on technology, it could actually hinder some skills,
Like what kinds of skills?
like critical thinking skills or interpersonal skills, those face-to-face interactions.
Yeah. We don't want to raise a generation that's amazing at navigating virtual worlds, but can't hold a conversation in real life.
Exactly. That's the balance we need to find.
Right.
And then there's the issue of bias in AI.
Oh, right. Because if the AI mentors are trained on biased data.
Exactly. They could end up perpetuating existing inequalities, which would be the opposite of what we want.
Exactly. So how do we make sure these AI systems are fair?
Well, it takes a lot of careful attention. You have to really think about the data you're using to train them and the way the algorithms are designed. And then you have to constantly monitor them to catch any bias that might pop up.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we use it.
Exactly. The human element is still so important.
That's a good point. So it's not about replacing teachers with AI. It's about giving teachers new tools.
Right. Empowering them.
I like that. Empowering them. And speaking of empowering educators, I was really impressed by EON Innovate's focus on professional development.
Yeah, they're doing a lot in that area.
It's not just the VR teacher training we talked about.
Yeah.
They're also offering ongoing support and resources to help teachers use this technology effectively in their classrooms.
Right. Because it's one thing to have this amazing technology,
Yeah.
but if teachers don't know how to use it,
It's not going to do much good.
exactly. So they're really recognizing that teacher training and support are essential.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we've talked about the challenges and the importance of the human element. Well, let's zoom out for a second and talk about the big picture.
Okay.
Where do you see this technology going in the future? What's the potential here?
Oh, the possibilities are huge. Imagine a world where anyone, anywhere, can access personalized, high-quality education
Okay.
through these immersive virtual experiences.
Huh.
Students could collaborate with people from all over the world
That's amazing.
on projects that blend science and art and technology.
That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? But I really think that's the direction we're headed. And it's not just about formal education either. This could revolutionize professional development, corporate training, even personal learning.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Imagine learning a new language by actually talking to virtual native speakers.
Right.
Or mastering a musical instrument by playing with a virtual orchestra.
Exactly. The possibilities are endless, and it wouldn't even feel like learning. It would be fun.
Sign me up. Okay, but seriously, this is all really exciting stuff. Any final thoughts for our listener before we wrap up this deep dive?
Yeah, I think the main takeaway here is this. This is a powerful tool, but it's up to us to use it responsibly. We need to make sure it's accessible to everyone, that it's used to create a more equitable and inclusive learning experience, and that it enhances human connection and creativity, not replaces them.
That's a great point. It's not just about the technology. It's about the future we want to create with it.
Exactly.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. Welcome back. So we've been talking about this EON Innovate platform, and it's a lot to take in. But I think what's really striking me is like how much potential this thing has.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not just about, kids in school.
Right.
We've talked about vocational training, professional development, but it feels like we're just scratching the surface.
I think so too. I mean, this could change how we learn, period. Not just in school, but throughout our whole lives.
Yeah, exactly. Like what if you want to learn a new skill or explore a new hobby or just, dive deeper into something you've always been interested in?
This could be the way to do it.
It's like having a personal tutor and a state-of-the-art lab all right there at your fingertips.
And it's fun. That's the best part.
Right. It doesn't feel like a chore, which, let's be honest, traditional learning can sometimes feel like.
It really can. But with this, it's like an adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, a journey of discovery. That's a good way to put it. Speaking of which, I was thinking back to the beginning of this deep dive. When we were talking about that press release and the white paper, didn't they mention something about pilot programs?
They did. Yeah, EON Reality is offering pilot programs for schools that want to try out the platform.
Oh, that's cool. So if you're an educator listening to this, you might actually get to try this out.
Absolutely. Get some hands-on experience with the technology and see how it could work for their students.
Yeah. I mean, this could be your chance to be at the forefront of like a whole new era of education.
And even if you're not an educator, it's definitely worth paying attention to what's happening here.
Yeah, this could change everything.
It really could. How future generations learn, how they interact with the world.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. Explored the technology, talked about the possibilities and some of the challenges too.
We have.
But as we wrap up, I think the most important thing to remember is this. This technology, it's a powerful tool, but it's up to us how we use it as individuals and as a society.
That's a really good point. EON and Innovate, it's amazing, but it's still just a tool. We have to make sure we're using it for good.
Exactly. To make learning more equitable, more accessible, more engaging for everyone.
Shouldn't have said it better myself.
So to our listener, keep exploring, keep learning, keep questioning, and who knows, maybe one day we'll all be learning in these incredible virtual worlds guided by our own AI mentors.
Now that's a future I can get behind. Until next time, happy learning, everyone.
And that's a wrap for this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.